If you haven't heard of Booktok, I don't actually know where you've been. To be honest, I don't read books. I'm more of an audiobook man myself. I do have books. We're not going to claim that I don't have books. But actually, I've been getting recommended stuff from Booktok, which is weird because on nowhere have I spoke about books or my phone or anything like that. The only thing I genuinely do use is audiobooks. And when I started getting recommended them, it'd been like a month or two since I'd actually listened to an audiobook. So I was a bit confused. However, what was more confusing was the more and more I was getting recommended Booktok stuff, I started seeing this wee line that I wasn't sure about at first, but the word was spicy. And I was like, I can put two and two together, I can figure out what that means. But as I was getting stuff like that, I actually was getting worse and worse and like deeper into the hole, to the point that I was actually getting recommendations for spicy books and anything like that. And to be honest, I'm not really into that. The actual concerning thing was the kind of subgenre that I was getting recommended, which I was not enjoying at all. I'll get one of them up there now and I'll let you read it. So, how to kidnap a biker, and then you scroll obviously and it says, why'd you swipe? Are you really going to kidnap one of us? You think, why did I swipe? But obviously that's a thing that loads of people are getting, like on TikTok with other things. It's not just a Booktok thing. But the actual concerning part was the comments. For example, it was like, please tell me. Yes, in fact, I am. No, I would never, with the wee looky eyes emoji, and I think you can figure out what that person's doing. But essentially, it's all these people from Booktok. See, because this video's been recommended to so many people, kind of the Booktok comments have been pushed out. For example, like people saying Booktok specifically. But what we're kind of glorifying like bad boys and that, which has always been a thing, which is fair enough. I understand some people like that. But what I mean by this is we're genuinely like, they were like talking about kidnapping and then they're like, please. I know it's a bit of a joke, but it's like one of these things I've never seen women thirst. Not all women, I will say that. I don't want to say that. I've never seen so many women thirst over like comments and stuff like that. You always see guys doing it, and I think it's weird when guys do it as well. I don't think I should change what I'm thinking about like people being weird in comment sections just because it's not my gender. And I think it's kind of bothering me a wee bit. This guy's called TJ or Moto TJ. He seems to be getting a lot of things from Booktok, which he's like tagging that like in his basically his TikToks and stuff like that. But he's got 1.28k followers, and I think he was actually just trying to be a motorbike channel at first and obviously just try to show off his bike. But obviously that's led from one thing to another. Actually, I've just found out something whilst watching this video, and it was actually this Coop guy that's made me realise, it was him that brought this guy to the attention because obviously he's been making videos on him.
Watching her try to... Hey, big guy, that is completely illegal.
So it's actually not? Now, let me rewind a little bit. I think you missed something. What is this guy's name? What is it? Coop? We're gonna call him Coop. Now, I didn't want to be the one to have the birds and the bees talk with Coop. See, you're a comedian. Now, some of your videos are funny. I've watched some of them. Made about 5 of them on me. And they're funny. This one isn't really comedy anymore, is it? This is overstepping. You said so yourself. Now, let's start off by saying you're doing this just like I'm doing this for views. That's what TikTok is. However, if you want to start accusing me of stuff, that's where I have kind of a problem.
That is called... I can't say it on here.
Has he ever touched a woman? Consensually. Coop, when a girl gets excited, right, she tends to move around a little bit, push you off. Now, that doesn't always mean no. You gotta know your person, obviously. Just like it's okay to slap some people, and it's not okay to slap other people. Like, let's talk about that, right, Coop?
But, I've just showed you the video there, but obviously the quote is watching her push you off because she can't take it. That comes into quite a lot of issues with consent and stuff like that. And for example, the comments is everyone is saying Coop's right. Obviously, I can't say any of the words or anything like that. I think this guy's maybe went a bit too far with trying to get this TikTok clout, which obviously it is working for him, but there is also a line of, is it worth selling your soul, essentially, if we do it that way, just to get followers? And also some allegations that you've kind of brought upon yourself, weirdly. And this guy's saying like it's all consensual and stuff like that. As long as it is consensual, But putting it up on a website like TikTok opens you up to like a lot of things, and you shouldn't actually. I think anything you get accused of, unless, like, for example, there's enough evidence for this guy to be like, that's wrong. Do you know what? I don't even know what to say about it, because the fact that he's doing this stuff and I don't believe is right, and in these books it's fine because the writer is writing it and it sounds stupid. It's coming from the writer's imagination, and people can like the idea of it, but then they're also like, oh, but I'd never want it to actually happen in person, which is fair enough. That's consent and stuff like that. This guy doing this on a website does give him. He can't complain that people are criticising him for it, and he seems to have got very annoyed about it. But I watched part 2.
You put this on the internet for children to see. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Do I post for kids? No, I don't. I don't post for kids. Do you post for kids? Because if you post for kids and you're putting this out onto the internet, you're promoting this, which is in hand you promoting this to children as well, right? Which makes you a hypocrite. Now, I'm not saying one of us is technically better than the other. I'm just saying we're both guilty, aren't we? I'm not family friendly. What am I supposed to do here? Now, I want to make this clear. I don't want anybody to go hate on his videos. I mean, he's a comedian. I watch some. They're funny, right? I just think, like him, a lot of people just live in dark places and make dark assumptions, and let's just blame society or something like that. But that wasn't the case here. See, when someone gets overstimulated, no, we're not having that talk.
Yeah, so he's repeating the same points again, and I actually think it kind of doesn't help his point that he doesn't show his face. I can't 100% guarantee he's not showed his face, but I don't think it helps his point that he's not showed his face in any of these videos, because that's kind of like, if there's nothing wrong, why don't you show your face? Obviously I can be hypocritical of that, because I'm showing my face here and doesn't mean I'm not going to do anything wrong. Do you know what I mean? I just think it means that if you show your face, you own it, but then it's also technically his brand as well, being like this biker and stuff like that. This video actually took a bit of a turn, which I wasn't expecting. I don't really like this guy so far. I'm not gonna make any more comments on him. I'll link his videos down below anyway, because I'll always do that. I don't want to not link people's videos. We'll go into more Booktok stuff. The actual reason that I was brought into this as well, and that actually doubles down on my actual overall point. The reason I was supposed to be making this video a couple of weeks ago, and it was about a convicted. And people were liking the fact that it was such a bad boy in that. I'm not going to mention the guy's name. I'm not going to do anything towards it, because I don't believe in talking about this stuff. But I think the point that people have been like, oh, I can change him and stuff like that, takes it a bit far, because this man is specifically some people, and it was specifically women that he was in relationships with. He obviously did it with other people as well. But the fact that these Booktok people are like, oh, I can change him. There was a specifically account that I found. I had the full video planned out, where this person was like, oh, I've been talking back and forth with the prisoner essentially, and they're innocent. This is why they're innocent. And it was like, they're not. Like, there's been hundreds of evidence that there's not. But this is the issue with the internet and Booktok. The fact that we're kind of like pushing this like bad boy thing. I think some people can't tell the difference between a bad boy and a bad person. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's the issue with it. But we'll try and go into a bit of light-hearted stuff. Like, I will say, I don't mean anything bad with Booktok. Obviously, there's always like some bad eggs in a specific thing, and I would never ever insult the full of Booktok, because some people do enjoy this type of stuff. I'm just not into it. But we'll go into some light-hearted stuff where it was another biker, actually, so there must be a biker thing. They must just like bikers.
He grabbed me by my waist, pulled me in close, and gave me a big kiss. And then we lived happily ever after. He me in my and grabbed my and whipped in my I'm your dad.
So I don't know if I'm going to be able to put the end bit in, but it was just explicit and adult content, obviously just making fun of the fact that, oh, everyone just thinks books are really nice, but then specifically this side of Booktok's all spicy stuff. But for example, that guy's made something funny of it. I don't know what that guy's like or anything like that. I'm kind of going to stay off the bikers. I just thought that'd be funny to put in. But there is also some people that are getting some interesting clout from it. Obviously, like, you may as well take advantage if you're getting promoted on Booktok, because apparently this person keeps getting Booktok people in their comments. And for specifically this person, as a proud member of Booktok, your name is now Ruth Dana, Crown Prince of I cannot read any of that. I'm really bad at anything that I just don't know off the top of my head. Just put a ghost face mask on and tell us we're good girls. Asking for book talk, of course. Booktok is basically a community of spicy readers that goes feral when finding real-world manifestations of their favourite book boyfriends. That's, like, I think these people, this guy, fair enough, this guy's, I think he's actually a singer. This guy's, yeah, he's a punk metalist, 1.9 million views, yeah, he's doing well. I think, like, the people that benefit off this, they should do. There's hundreds of, like, TikTok accounts that actually just promote Booktok stuff, which I believe you should get your money in there, you should enjoy what you do. If you enjoy reading spicy books, put it out, like, fair enough. But yeah, that video took a bit of a turn. I hope it made sense, because I was even confused at one point when the allegations started coming up. But yeah, let me know any videos you want done in the future. I'm happy to cover almost everything. Do not think I'm sending any hate towards Booktok. Everyone's basically a nice person there. There is obviously the select few that aren't. But yeah, I hope you liked the video. Like, comment, subscribe.